Now we're travelling west, way west, to the Ningaloo Reef off the West Australian coast. Now this is the only coral reef in the world that is on the western side of a continent. And here migrate giant whale sharks. We're about to swim with them.
It is one of nature's most fascinating phenomena. Once a year in autumn, the full moon rises over the Ningaloo Reef to trigger a chain reaction that will eventually lead to the arrival of the planet's most gigantic shark. As if responding to the rays of the full moon, Ningaloo's coral polyps release their eggs and semen. Millions and millions of them. The sea turns into a thick soup of protein and initiates a feeding frenzy. Fish and krill arrive in immense quantities, attracting the emperor of all sharks, the whale shark.
Well, just how big are the biggest sharks in the world? The largest have been measured at 18 metres. That's longer than a school bus. And their mouths are so wide that my outstretched arms couldn't touch either side. How awesome are they? Come and find out.
Tracking the giants of Ningaloo is a tactical exercise. We're joining Exmouth Diving's Sea Zone to search at water level. And guiding us will be a search plane, piloted by spotter Eric Rolston.
It's always great to see the whale shark because everyone's excited about it. You're excited because the people on the boats are all very excited about getting in the water and swimming with these magnificent creatures. And we get a buzz out of finding them and getting the boats onto these sharks.
Below, dive master Steve Gibson prepares to dive with his whale shark of the day.
In the last week and a half, the whale sharks have been feeding fairly aggressively. We've also noticed that there's been a lot of fish on the surface, small fish, and the whale sharks have been hunting through the water column.
Fellow dive master Dave Droughton has swum with dozens of whale sharks.
So big, it's the biggest thing you're going to swim with. It's so timid, it just keeps moving along. They're very rare. It's one of the only places in the world that you can actually get here and regularly swim with them. Just the whole experience of just seeing something that you might never see again.
If you become lost or separated from...
But both men warn that whale sharks are so big and so powerful they have injured divers.
If the whale shark's accelerating, they have a lot of power there. So it is, I suppose, a little bit like being hit by a cricket bat.
You get too close and that tail comes by, that's only moving slowly, but if it touches you, you can do anything. Break ribs. People have, like early in the days when they've been trying to tag the sharks, people have had their ribs broken by just the powerful movement of the tail. So yeah, you don't want to get too close to it.
Overhead, Eric Rolston has spotted the first whale shark of the day.
Northwest there to Sea Zone. You've got a copy there? Yeah, Roger, we've got a whale shark here.
Yeah, 5 metre shark, on the surface. North Passage, beautiful. Okay, we'll see you up there in about half an hour.
The aerial surveillance allows skipper Darren Nutt to guide the Sea Zone to within a few metres of the whale shark.
Should be good. Hopefully we'll be the first ones there. The race is on.
That trip allows the swimmers to prepare. The regulations are strict. No scuba diving and only 10 snorkelers are permitted to swim with the whale sharks at any one time.
Righto, mate. 1.5 boat lengths, 12 o'clock. Okay. Oh, yep. We got it, mate. Thanks, Eric.
The aerial directions are spot on, with a good-sized shark directly ahead.
Just off the back there.
Not only is the whale shark right there, but it's swimming right towards our boat. We're about to see it without even having to dive in.
Look at it. How's that? Whoa.
Clear, but there's a whale shark right here.
Yeah, can't run over the whale sharks.
Don't jump in, stay on hold there.
How is this? This whale shark about 7 metres, its mouth right below us.
That's pretty unusual. That's pretty incredible. It's pretty easy to see one if it actually swims up to the boat on its own. but they're not always that cooperative. We think the reason that they do it is because they think the boat itself, because it's a big shadow in the water, is actually food. So what they do is they come up and look at it and see if they can eat it. And they find out they can't, and they leave. But that whale shark was looking for food.
It's a brief encounter, entree to a far more substantial underwater sighting. The sea zone is repositioned, this time to drop the swimmers directly in front of the shark.
Let's go, everybody in! Everybody running through one.
Beneath the waves, the whale shark turns on an impressive performance. Like a submarine, it glides along just below the surface of the water, searching casually for its primary food source of plankton.
Whale sharks are probably the biggest, most laid back of all the sharks, but obviously they're cruising around eating very small food as well. They don't have to be very smart, because obviously the plankton that they're eating is not very smart either. So they're governed a lot by instinct rather than intelligence.
Intelligent or not, the giant shark is certainly aware of the swimmers, but does nothing to either scare them away or flee itself. Note how slowly it swims at no more than 5 kilometres an hour, propelling itself by moving its entire body from one side to the other, unlike other sharks which only use their tails.
This is one of life's great experiences. The size of this whale shark is just enormous. It's breathtaking to behold. And it keeps on coming up. It'll dive down again for krill, and that's exactly what we do to try and sight it yet again.
It's been to the bottom in search of food. Now it rises vertically, swimming straight up to the surface. And look at its size compared to our dive boat. It's so awesome, it attracts its own fans. Juvenile golden trevally around its mouth. Schools of remoras below. This couple have had very close encounters with whale sharks. Both Paul Waghorn and his wife Kelly have seen plenty of unusual behaviour by the whale sharks. These swirling masses of fish at the surface are known as bait balls.
Last year it was actually a bait ball, and we managed to get in the water and film a whale shark eating vertically, and he just came up from underneath and he just opened up his mouth and he was just sucking them in like a big vacuum cleaner. When the shark's feeding on the bait ball, it doesn't really last long because all the fish get eaten or they just break up and disperse. So it's only a matter of minutes, 5-10 minutes, and then all the action's finished. So once again, it was really, really lucky that we actually got in the water and captured that whale shark feeding.
Another day, Paul witnessed a very rare occurrence.
One day we were out there and it was a beautiful day, nice and calm and flat and very, very clear water. And it was a great day to be out on the Ningaloo Reef looking for whale sharks, but that day was very special because we actually got in the water with 2 whale sharks swimming side by side, and that's very, very rare. Obviously they get together to mate and do all those kinds of things, but to actually be in the water to see 2 whale sharks in clear conditions swimming side by side is very rare indeed.
Travel, travel.